Hello everyone, we're currently in the golf club in the Sitges.
Hola a todos y todas, estamos aquí en el Club de Golf de Sitges.
Right now, here behind us is the official hotel Sunway of the chess tournament, as well as the playing venue of the Sitges International Chess Festival.
Detrás de nosotras podemos ver el hotel internacional donde se juega este gran torneo de Sunway Sitges 2025.
Almost all the favorites won their first round, and it's time to begin the round number 2 for us, who is playing some golf.
Estamos muy emocionadas de poder dar la bienvenida al inicio de esta ronda número 2 de este gran torneo de Sunway Sitges. Y son 49 los países que están compitiendo aquí en este gran torneo. Pues vamos a dar el
Let's
inicio.
Go! Hello everyone and welcome to the Sunway Sitges International Chess Festival. It's time for the round 2. And my name is Angelika Valkova. I'm going to be your host throughout the event. And today I have a special guest with me already right away from the start of the post-game show. It's Zachary Zain, representative of the streaming community here in Sitges. Zach, how is it going? How did your game go today?
Thank you for having me, Angelika. Yeah, it seems that every time you're commentating a tournament or covering it and I'm there, I play some of the most brilliant games of my life. So
Really?
you should be more often at the tournaments where I'm at. You were in Biel 2 years ago and I played 2 brilliancy prizes, some of the nicest games of my life to this day. So very grateful that you're here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I'm happy that I'm helping you with that. And of course, before we jump in to your game, is it your first time here in Sitges? Have you played here before, or maybe you played this other tournament in Fortaventura? Or
First time in Sitges. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. It's a beautiful venue, beautiful place, sunshine, roses, beach. Excellent. Ocean. Did I say ocean? Ocean. I'm having a blast here. The format is exceptional. I'm so grounded and excited for every single round because of that nice format that just lets and 10 rounds. Who doesn't love 10 rounds?
Absolutely. And also the rest day, the most important, where you can create the most content, I guess. But yeah, talking about the games, I mean, yesterday was a pretty nice game that you played. Of course, like at the beginning, you played against strong grandmaster from China. He was pushing, and then suddenly you got this chance. How was it psychologically tough for you to come back, or were you still happy to play such a great game?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. It's so important to discuss these things, as not many people do in the chess community, I find. You know, like Roger Federer says, one of the best tennis players of all time, he goes, you have to be able, after losing a point, to get right back into it and win the very next point. And that's like a mindset that you have to transpose into chess. And I've been working very hard on that. Yesterday, I had such a nice game. I was so proud of myself. And I was comfortable for the first time after like 30 moves, even got myself a small edge with the black pieces. And my brain turned off for one move. That's all you need in chess to lose brutally. And that's what happened. And today I said, you know what? I care a little bit less about my tournament, so I'll do something completely different, something that my opponent will not see coming. And I actually played 1d4 for the first time in my life.
Wow.
I'm a 1e4 player, always have been since birth practically. I've been playing chess since I'm 5 years old. On chess.com, I probably have 5 games with d4, which is not a lot. I have 50,000 games on there. And I just went for it.
Amazing. And you know that I'm a 1d4 player, by the way.
What was that?
I'm 1d4 player
Oh,
myself.
okay.
So
So
I've
you'll
never played 1e4. Okay, maybe when I started playing chess, I played a bit of 1e4. So it's vice versa for me. So, it's very interesting to see your game. So let's probably jump in right into it.
Yes.
Of course, unfortunately, there was no DGT board today for you, but of course, we have here the board in front of us, and you can type in the moves as from your game.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay, so first you played 1d4. I can make a first move
Yes.
for you.
Fantastic.
Okay, so what did your opponent
Yeah,
reply
so-
with? Was he surprised when you played 1d4? I guess he was preparing, right? And he was shocked.
So don't be too mean.
Okay.
I don't know that much theory with 1d4, okay? But I trained with Kostya a very specific line with 1d4 right before the game, and that line practically happened, which was completely shocking to me. I mean, you're going into
To which
a game.
move?
You'll see. You're going
Okay.
into a game. You're going into a game in which your opponent has 0 games. And that's why I decided to play 1d4 today.
Wow.
My opponent has 0 games in the database. I have no idea what my opponent plays. Going with 1e4 goes into his game, what he wants.
It's crazy.
So I decided to go 1d4 just blindly. And I don't know at all what my opponent will play here. So my opponent goes very rapidly 1f6. One theory that I thought is that my opponent might not have prepared for the game. Even though you have so much time to prepare, nearly 24 hours to prepare for this game, my opponent he's an older man. You can correlate age and less preparation time, and he might have not, he might not have chess space or these tools, and he might not have prepped. So he played knight f6 pretty quickly and confidently, and here I played c4, e6, knight c3, and we got ourselves a Nimzo Indian defense.
Very sharp, very sharp. Especially if you play first time OTB 1d4, I think it's a tough challenge,
Oh, incredibly tough. And jokingly before the game with my friend Anushka, we said that if I got the Nimzo Indian, we really love the positions after the f3. Nimzo Indian.
The
sharpest one.
This is
so
crazy.
You exactly were on the spot there. So I played knight f3 here, and white is trying for this e4 push. Now, what do you know about f3 here?
Actually, not much. I've not been playing f3. I mean, I know that it's very sharp, and the problem is that, of course, white is spending too much time with pushing the pawn. So meanwhile, black is being able to castle push c5, immediately targeting the center. That's all kind of I know because I play myself e3 or a3, a little bit more concrete moves. So targeting the bishop on b4.
So already you allow the Nimzo, so you're familiar with these structures.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So you'll have some good words to say. Here I played a3. And it's very unimpressive, this opening. After takes, after takes, and d5, I'm completely out of book.
Yeah, so the biggest point here is obviously if you take on d5, then at some moment this e-pawn could be a kind of a problem because you already committed to f3, so e-pawn would be a bit of a weakness.
Actually, that's not what happened. It's my fault. Wait, it was here.
So did
he play d5 first?
So instead of castle, because I rushed you into castle.
I thought it was castle for some reason. So d5, a3 I know is correct. Bishop e7 is what I knew. Sorry, bishop e7 here. But he took, which was surprising. So takes, and now he castled. So transposes to what we were saying. But this gives a small edge to the white pieces. I can only see the E value, guys. I don't have the engine on.
We don't have moves. We don't have
moves.
Yes.
Perfect. So let's go in blindly. That will make you judge me less from these inaccuracies that I'm about to play. What would you play here with the white pieces?
I mean, that's a good question because, it looks like the pawn on c4 is targeted, but it's not because anytime black takes on c4, you'll have e4 push. So here I think you have to continue develop. But also a question is if you play something like e3, then at some moment you want to push e4, so it's a bit kind of loose. It looks like a losing tempo. Is there bishop g5 actually? Bishop g5 is a threat, e4. Not so sure.
So sorry, he played this. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot.
You're tricking me.
I'm always tricking you. I'm always putting you on edge. And so here, this is where I was completely puzzled. Okay. Because this pawn mass in the center is completely confusing, and as you said, that's what reminded me of this bishop g5 move, which I ended up not playing. Because
the point is that bishop g5 many times is not possible in Nimzo due to the fact that after h6, bishop is coming to h4, g5, and bishop g3, and then in this position there is a pawn on f3, and there is no knight e4 any longer because you have this beautiful pawn on f3 which is covering the square.
So maybe bishop f2
Bishop f2, of course, much better. But bishop g4 looks like a move. Other than that, there is a big tension in the center. I don't know if I want to release it because if I take on d5, then the bishop is getting opened up. And this bishop on c8 is a main problem of black. Yes. And I think it doesn't make so much sense. So maybe just keeping pressure with either developing the bishop or bishop g5 or e3.
So I would have loved to play bishop g5 here, but I felt like I get some queen a5 against me, and my bishop's not here to defend this incredible weakness. But maybe I was seeing ghosts. Do you think?
Not sure.
Okay.
Because after bishop g5, queen a5, you still defend and there is no knight e4.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what I was looking at.
One more time, we don't have a relation where we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know for sure, but...
We're going to have to say that often today.
Yeah.
So I played here, E3.
Yeah, e3.
So kind of passive, my opponent, you can say, obtained the fact that he's playing against my dark squared bishop very successfully, having given the bishop pair to me. But it just reinforces the center, and I thought this was comfortable. I'm not trying to play some extremely sharp... Okay, well, this game becomes extremely sharp, but I'm not trying to play some extremely sharp lines when we're still in the agglomeration of the opening.
But also you have a4, bishop a3 ideas at some moment. So your bishop is not completely dead. And also you're hoping up for e4 in the future, I guess. Like you hope, like of course, the ideal scenario would be for black to take on c4 and then for white to push e4.
Right.
That would be like amazing. But of course, black would not do it.
Yeah. The only thought I had in terms of DC is if black wants to waste a tempo when I already have played bishop d3 here. So yeah, I was just thinking, solid development. So I go e3. My opponent plays knight c6. You see, it's always good that I have the sheet here because I have no memory. Bishop d3. So easy development by the white pieces. As you said, everybody keeps the tension. Castles happens, and then I play knight e2. And my opponent plays b6 here, and now I take a critical decision because bishop a6 is threatened. What do you think about this?
Yeah, bishop a6. I mean, there is always in the Nimzo-Indian, white is committing to this double pawns on the c file. In exchange, of course, black is giving up a bishop, so there is a bishop pair for white, and that's why this pawn on c4 is getting weak.
Yeah.
So yeah, bishop a6 looks like a threat, and knight a5 targeting the pawn.
Exactly.
But I think now the point is that since the pawn can anytime take on d5, is it such a big threat? Because, for example, if now you take on d5, there is no bishop a6 anymore.
So that's what I did.
Oh, okay. So my
You're
thought
reading
process...
my mind.
Okay.
So cd, ed, and here I go castle. So I release a little bit of the tension, and I'm still keeping this solid. But it looks a little bit iffy. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks... it reminds me the pawn structure. I always forget the name of it.
Of this?
Of the Botvinnik, sorry.
Botvinnik with this. I think
or
there's
Bronstein,
there's
sorry.
an F4. No, the Botvinnik pawn structure.
Yes,
but there's
Botvinnik
here,
pawn structure.
And
But
I
not
believe there's C4, no?
No, the main point of it to push for e4.
Oh, okay,
So
this one.
playing knight g3 and
Oh.
e4.
Yes, you're right. It's Botvinnik.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why I feel like very comfortable with Capablanca. So it's Capablanca. Okay, so we got confirmation from our producer. Thank you so much. So knight g3 and e4 feels like a great plan, but the problem always is going to be the pawn on d4.
Exactly.
And that's why if anytime black plays c4, I love so much this position because if you ever release the pressure from the center...
I was hoping. I don't often pray at the board, and I'm not that religious, but c4 was pray-worthy for sure.
Yeah.
So my opponent goes rook e8, and here I go rook e1, queen c7, and now white needs to have a plan.
Just an update on that. There was a game between Capablanca, so in Amsterdam, long time ago, like almost 100 years ago, 1938.
Oh, Avro 1938, bishop
Yes,
a3,
exactly.
very, very known game.
Yes.
This is this sacrifice.
The top.
Botvinnik pondered for 50 years because he was still not sure it was good or not. It's one of the most complicated and famous sacrifices of all
This
time.
was the first time that this idea was played. Of course, Botvinnik, when playing it, he didn't know it's going to call later. Yeah, according to him, it's like Keres played his opening. He never knew it's going to be the Keres defense. It's amazing, yeah, like how his time and then
This game is actually in my favorite chess book of all time, 15 Games and Their Stories by Mikhail Botvinnik. It's the greatest. It's like a little pamphlet book. It's probably 10 USD on eBay. It's the greatest chess book of all time. It's like he talks about himself, the games, and that game is featured in the book, and it's sensational.
Dear viewers, you have a lot of input here, insights, and advices, so go ahead and check out that book.
So, Queen C7's played, and now I have to come up with a plan. So, what would you do?
So, as I love rook lifts a lot, I'm looking immediately at rook a2, knight g3, rook e2, and pushing e4. Or rook at some moment can also go to the f2. So it's like rook on the second rank. I really love it so much.
Okay.
But I think one of the biggest problems for white is a pawn on d4.
Mm-hmm.
So when you want to push for e4, you have to have it defended. So maybe bishop b1 at some moment to defend the pawn.
Oh.
And then going like for this e4 push.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sounds nice. But also bringing the queen to f2 at some moment, like queen c. Okay, queen c2, I'm not sure. Can we do it? Yeah, we can do queen c2, knight g3, queen f2, and then push e4.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like
Okay.
many plans. I mean, like it just very nice position. I love it for white.
The reason I asked Angelica is because I played g4 here.
Oh wow. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Wait, and computer likes your move. You see, like you played the best move.
Oh, this is the eval. This is real.
Yes,
it's
this
for our
is a
game?
well bar, but we
Okay.
don't know the confirmation. Can we step move like before? Like,
Oh.
let's check one move before. Yeah, you see. Okay,
Oh.
maybe there was something better, but g4 is still keeping an
Oh,
advantage.
so I was like plus 0.8 or something. Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
So g4. My idea is I want to go here, and then g5, and with your plan.
Oh, but to g2 you improve.
Well, not necessarily. Well, just different, right? I
Yes.
just want this rook on g2 so that I can get h4 here, and the queen doesn't take my knight.
Actually, now I recall because I checked once your game, and then I remember you had already rook on g2.
Oh, I was so
Spoiler
excited
alert.
when you're checking my game because it was the best moment of the game. I was
Yes,
so
yes,
excited. Plus, like, I was not upstairs this time around, so like I was apart from all my friends, so like I was like
You
yearning for someone to see my spectacular game.
And you know, I just realized because yesterday in the opening you played this move g6.
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone remembers, you know, Zachary played this move g6, and normally how I would approach it, that you want to play knight e7, or sorry,
knight e8, knight g7,
knight-
bishop f5. Yes.
Exactly. And the next move you play king g7. I was like, maybe it's a GT mistake. What is this
Yeah,
move?
so I didn't know about that plan. Brewington Hardaway kind of roasted me. He said lack of experience there for the black pieces. But king g7, I had seen this Alpha Zero game in which you go g6, king g7.
And
I'll
it
show
worked
it
out
here.
at the end.
And it worked. Well, okay, yeah, kind of.
He played g4. I mean,
Alpha
that's
Zero had like a game like this. I don't know the structure. My friend Charlize told me about it the day of, and then I played it.
So you're always asking for your friends' advices what to play.
Oh, all the time.
All the
I'm
time.
spontaneous like that. Do you think g4 was prep?
I mean, absolutely. Like
Zero
absolutely
prep.
not. Yeah,
So-
that's why I'm saying that you have these creative ideas, which sometimes I'm just it just stuns me, but then it somehow works out. And here also g4, but it also makes sense. And now you have the bathtub pawn structure, by the way.
Yes, I was going to say, this is the bathtub pawn structure, and your king can, I was studying some lines with d4 for the first time in my life. I was reviewing lines with one d4, and I was shocked by how many king f2s were possible, albeit from the e1 square, the king emerges to f2, and theory says that the king is completely safe here because this structure is very nice. Now, of course, here it would completely blunder because of the queen hitting h2, but I was very comfortable doing this because the pawns are just so strong in taking up so many squares in front of them. Hans Kumuk in Pawn Power and Chess highly recommends this bathtub pawn structure.
Yeah, it's covering so many squares, so it looks really great. So what did he reply here?
He played
a5 to play bishop a6.
He played h6.
First h6. But
No,
h6...
he played a5. How did you know?
I don't know. First, you moved your mouse towards a pawn, and I thought
Okay.
a5, bishop a6 looks logical. So
But I wrote a6 for some reason. But yeah, a5. By the way, during this round, 3 of my pens did not work. This is the second
3?
time that 3 of my pens do not work in my life. And the first time was a reel that went pretty viral. Got 1 million views. So yeah, I'm going to reproduce that.
oh, in which tournament was it?
It was in Sardinia.
Oh, this
Yeah,
year in May?
2024.
Or? Previous year, okay.
Yeah, not the controversial edition, the good edition.
The good edition, okay.
Okay,
But-
so a5, I go knight g3.
But then how
following
did
my-
you fix this issue? Did you have 4 pawns then? Or 4 pens, sorry?
Yeah, I got a 4th pen. and the fourth pen was
From
working.
arbiter,
I found,
or
like,
you
I found an organizer. Yeah, it was incredible.
But you brought with you 3 pens.
No.
You
So
had 1 pen.
I had 1 pen, the tournament pen. Then I looked outside the playing hall for a pen, and there was a pen lying around. Guess why? Because it doesn't work.
Amazing.
And then I just asked the organizer, and he gave me a pen that was fresh, and then that pen worked. But yeah, sometimes these tournament pens don't always trust that. So, okay, a5, and I go knight g3. I'm just taking up this h5 square, preparing g5. And now my opponent plays a very interesting move, h6. What do you think about
Generally, I would not say it's a good move because it's creating a hook potentially. So h4, g5 is always going to be a issue to watch out for. But at the same time, the question is probably what to do.
So now I have a big problem, though, because my plan cannot work out because my knight would be hanging after pawn h4. So I play your plan that you saw in a flash. I'm so impressed by you, Angelica. Excellent move. Rook a2 to slide the rook along the second rank to g2 and defend my knight, to then go h4 and g5. And then my attack is ablazing. So after rook g2... are we supposed to go faster, by the way? This is my first time on.
No, it's okay. I think it's very instructive for our viewers.
Yeah. He goes bishop g2, I go rook g2. And now my opponent goes rook ac8. And so at this moment, the eval bar likes me a little bit more than in the past moves of this game. And now I deploy... Oh, so I see this threat. Pawn takes, and now my opponent's preparing knight takes. Very vicious, right? Because on pawn takes, there's rook takes, taking out the defender, queen
And
takes.
the bishop.
And the bishop hangs. So how do I defend this? I didn't like any of the moves. This is super passive. This I didn't like because of takes, queen d6, some counterplay on the pawn on a3. Whoops.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like a4, and then the queen invades, queen a3, knight b4, all these things, right? Queen a3 attacks this bishop, etc. So I go, Sam Shanklin rule, what happens if I do it anyway? h4 played.
And calculate.
Yeah, calculate, of course. So my opponent takes, he's very happy, takes, and now he plays knight takes d4.
And bishop b2?
And I'll keep it honest, Angelica. Bishop b2 is my reserve move, but I had always seen g5 here, with the idea that on takes, this knight lacks squares, and after knight h7, we can just take, king takes, and we pick up the knight on d4 via discovered attack. But after g5, I saw this very nice queen takes c1. Sacrificing the exchange, so queen takes, rook takes. Black is already up a pawn for the exchange, but black can gain this second pawn, and after king f2, knight e5, attacking this bishop and threatening a fork because my rook is on c1 here.
Ooh, what a nice calculation. You saw so much.
And if I go king h1, well then black just picks up the pawn because this knight is not attacked. So I was like, oh, I missed this like queen takes c1 resource, and so then I played my backup plan, bishop b2. And so I get this Garry Kasparov type of position in which I have two, I call this the rays of bishops. This is
They're the beasts.
trademark TM copyright because the bishops are like the rays of sunlight beaming across the chessboard. I've always liked this
Targeting the king.
Yes.
X-raying.
X-raying perfectly. And so after knight here, I have options to take, and it's really not obvious. I get a massive attack. So my opponent goes knight c6 here. And and now you see the white bar going completely up. And so I was between two choices. And I want your opinion on this. So choice number 1 is bishop takes. And choice number 2 is g5. What would you play, Angelica?
And I would calculate definitely first the bishop f6 since it's more forcing. But the other hand, the g5 is this hook, as we say.
G5 is the hook, yeah.
Yeah, the hook.
So intuitively, I don't even know the solution.
I would
haven't
say
checked
intuitively is g5 to keep the bishop in the game, not to exchange it. So just to blow up the position on the king side and see.
Okay, the moment of truth. Keep your eye on the eval bar.
Yay! Okay, correct. So intuition works.
So my idea is takes, and knight h7 is forced. And now the eval bar really likes me. Wow, okay.
g6.
So
wait, g6 and knight...
so
not
this
so
is
sure.
the type of position where everything's winning. but you can't find direct wins because it's still very early. And so I have ideas of g6. I have ideas of bishop takes h7 even. I have ideas of bishop takes g7. I looked at all of this. Queen b1 was one of the more creative ones because the knight's trapped. But then I ended up playing f4.
Oh,
okay.
It's going higher and higher.
Fine. It's fine. Okay. So I'm opening up the queen here, and I'm defending this pawn, and I'm threatening some rook takes h2s or some bishop takes. Actually, the direct threat here is bishop takes, king takes, queen h5 check, king back to g8, and rook h2 with a pretty winning position. So my opponent plays the move I thought he would play. He plays d4. And now I'm going to ask you to... No, he doesn't play d4. He plays g6. He has to play g6.
Actually...
Yeah, here I just have this, right?
Actually, maybe let's go this line just to show our viewers this. So instead of d4...
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Instead of d4?
So instead of d4, let's say play some move like rook b8, doesn't matter. Just to show your line, because I think there is something nice towards the end of it. So bishop takes on h7, king h7.
Oh.
Who is making the moves? Is your opponent here? Okay, king h7.
Okay.
Maybe let me try. What?
Oh.
Maybe the games are played during the
game.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. What?
Some crazy things are happening.
Oh my god. Is their queen actually going to b1 in their game? That's insane.
So my idea was here. Oh.
What?
So rook h2 we discussed, and here if king is trying to escape, I think it's very beautiful. Bishop f6.
Ooh, the Magnus Carlsen, the what's his name?
Hans Niemann.
No, the Brazilian grandmaster who played this queen c6 on Magnus. Alexander Fier?
Soupy.
Louis Soupy. Shout out.
Yeah, so takes, and then there is checkmate anyway. So yeah, just wanted to show this beautiful line because it looks like maybe king is escaping, but he's not escaping due to this beautiful bishop on b2. And I think this is one of the reasons he pushed d4, right?
Yeah, so he did.
Let's try now.
He can't push d4 because I have queen h5. So I would. So he has to play g6 first.
But now all the dark squares suddenly are
super weak, right?
Do you have knight h5 or something?
My opponent is gonna go d4. You're so strong. Why don't you play more tournaments? Oh. That's what I played though.
But so no, it's still winning. Look, and it's going up. We're sharper than the engine. So that's what I call it.
We're sharper than the engine. This is sacrifice number 1 of 4 in this chess game, believe it or not.
Ooh.
So my opponent plays d4. Okay, if you take, it's completely over because the bishop takes. And mate will ensue in a few moves if you take my bishop, but if here, it's completely over too. So my opponent decides to close the diagonal. To me, it's the only move that hangs in there. And here, I'm trying to find my score sheet. Okay, d4. So here I play knight f6. Again, I'm not sure. Do you see like a better move just into?
Yeah, knight f6 makes a lot of sense. Yeah. If the knight takes on f6, the pawn is going to be monstrous.
Exactly. And we're opening up the g file. So for me, for positional reasons, this is fantastic, even though I'm in the middle of an attack. And here my opponent plays rook e8, a6. So really critical is king f8. I have rook h2 here, forcing the king back. And this is just easy. After rook h6, I think you can't stop bishop takes g6. So this is completely winning.
Unstoppable.
Yes. So rook e6 is played. And now, try to... Do you have a suggestion?
Even higher,
just intuitively.
Bishop g6.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
G6.
It's time. Oh, because, somehow the pieces of black are super clumsy. The bishop on d7, you would love not to have it. Like you would love to give up your bishop just to defend.
And this knight too, you would love not. Oh no, actually, there's a rook.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It's like yes, you're totally right. It's foggy. It's foggy in the black camp.
Fog of war.
Fog of war. So my opponent realizes that on takes, rook takes, and king f7. There's queen h5 is over because of the 90 million discoveries that will happen. And after king f8. I have some rook g8. I believe this is winning.
Oh, queen g4 and
I didn't even see this in the game, but yeah, this is mate. So my opponent sees all that, and goes for rook takes f6.
Hmm.
Okay. Now we've sacrificed 2 pieces.
It's not enough.
Maybe we should call it a day. But my name is Zachary Sane, and I like to sacrifice pieces. And so here I played bishop takes f7, double check.
Ooh.
So this is a very common theme, this double check, because it forces a king move, and my attack is insane. So after king takes, just to show some very juicy lines here, queen here, and after king e7, rook g7, king here, I was looking at... What was I looking at?
E4, E5.
E4, E5. Looks great, right? I think I was looking at this.
Also, bishop d4 is working.
Oh, no, check first.
First check. Yeah, makes sense.
Check first, and then d5.
And now you're threatening bishop e5. Yeah, everything
So
is falling apart.
Everything's falling apart. So my opponent sees this. Oh, and another nice line is on this. Check, king here, check. If you decide to go down, this is mate. So rook d8 is the most king d8 is the most sensible, and here I win the queen with queen h8, and the bishop must block, and the queen drops.
All roads lead to resignation, I feel like.
All the roads lead to resignation. I love that. I'm going to steal that, actually. And so my opponent sees this double check and has a forced king move. Now these two lead to mate because of queen h5, so he goes here. And now I go bishop d5. And believe it or not, I thought to myself here, it's still an equal position.
Really? Oh. Because of... wait, actually, why? Because, okay,
So
materially everything
pawn.
is equal.
Yeah, I sacked the pawn, and we just traded 2 pawns for 1 pawn of mine. So it's equal.
But king safety?
But king safety is worth minus infinity.
Exactly.
Or plus infinity in this case. So rook g8 is on the cards. This
Queen
is falling.
h5.
This is pinned. This rook is super weak. And here my opponent plays, I believe this is, well, it's just, it puts the body in the casket to me. Because after bishop e6, I have this nice bishop takes, and queen takes d4.
Oh.
And I was missing this because I was kept on looking at bishop takes. But after queen takes d4, this battery here is so strong. This rook cannot be defended by a weaker piece. And ultimately, this grants me the entire diagonal. Now my opponent goes rook f7, sensible.
Rook g8.
And you would think rook g8 wins, but I can't find anything after king e7. So I play the precursor rook c1.
No, very nice, very nice. So now it's all working out together.
Yeah, anything that happens, pretty much I'll go rook g8. So my opponent plays this, and then I play takes, and I sacrifice the 4th and final piece of the game. And
the
here,
rook! The sacrifice, the rook. Amazing.
And here I play queen h8, checkmate.
You managed to checkmate over the board.
Yeah, because he saw the stream. We chatted pre-round. He was quite a sweet guy, and he said for the stream, and then played king g8. Very
he said
sweet
for
person.
the stream?
Very sweet person.
Amazing content. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. My camera died halfway into the game.
Really?
All these fantastic combinations. But I did manage to farm, the pen thing, and then I had another piece of content that I thought of during the game. So I'm set, but yeah, I'm a bit disappointed as for this. But yeah.
But also happy.
Yes, very happy.
Okay.
So yeah, is that all for me?
Yes,
Okay.
Zachary, thank you so much for your time, for showing this nice game. And yesterday was another game you played, which I think you should be proud of. So far, the great start of the tournament. We wish you best of luck. And before I let you go, I just want to ask you, do you plan to participate in any side events, or have you played already? Because yesterday was Bullet. Also today there was Cocktail Masterclass. Have you participated, or are you going to participate in some of them? Tonight will be Blitz, by the way.
Yes, so right now I'm chess number 1. That being said, if there's a content opportunity that is a surplus of worth, I'm 100% into those side events. Is this Blitz tournament FIDE rated?
That's a good question. I think
If it is, I'm there. If it isn't, I'll have to double check.
Okay, then we'll double check. And while we are having a short break, dear viewers, you have a chance to check out today's cocktail masterclass. So check it out, and we'll be right in a few moments back.
Si lo hicimos dentro de una semana, vamos, si no, la muy bien. Ya. Ya está.
Está la mesa del 33%.
Perfecto.
Que 2 veces, 2 gigas. ¿Pero qué vaso? ¿En qué vaso? ¿En este?
Todo vamos a poner esto.
Está lleno de reglas. Ya. Lo tira.
Qué bien vamos a retransmitir, ¿eh?
Muy vivo. Ya está, ya.
A esto se le denomina dash en la hostelería.
Y ya, ¿no? Para adentro. Bueno, chin chin. Chin, chin.
Chin chin. Ahora mismo, ¿no?
Está bien, ¿eh? Me ha salido bien.
First time I'm trying Vladimir. I've never.
Cuatro, 7, 2, 4,
1, 2. Me has liado, Fran. Dale tú, mi semana.
Artificiales. No, claro, no lo he probado, estoy. Pero el color es como.
It's stronger.
Está bueno, ¿eh? Está great. No, oye, ¿me contratas con esto? Oye, pues está buena.
Una semanía y hasta me un cote.
coconut ice cream.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 y 6. No, eso es muy rico.
Okay. How many Mississippi Esther?
All in.
How many those will be touch?
De vidrio, Madre mía.
You have to mix it.
Pero este pavo lleva haciendo cócteles toda su vida, ¿no? ¡Qué maña!
You have to create a kind of liquid.
The 3 lines.
Está súper Esa es una técnica psicológica que hay que aprender. Por eso debe hacerlo él, ¿es?
¿Para qué prepararla?
Pero sí que te...
More time.
Un Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Ahí va, 3 Mississippi.
Vale, vale. Bueno, pero como había cortes y tal, iban a lo mejor... Oye, hola. Hola, soy María y este es mi cuarto corte. Va. Está rico, ¿eh? Sí. Está rico este. Está rico. Mis dos favoritos estos.
Molto buono.
Mississippi.
Welcome back, dear viewers, to the Sunway Sitges International Chess Festival. Round 2 is ongoing, and I have with me super special guest in the studio, 12-year-old Pavel Brzezina, who scored an upset today, winning against international master Kostya Kavutsky. Pavel, first, before we go into the game, huge congratulations, and how are you feeling being here in
I'm
Sitges?
very happy. This is my first game that I won with international master.
Wow. So it's very
I'm very
important.
proud of myself.
Oh, and I'm also very proud. I mean, truly, special game. Even though, of course, like, there was a blunder, there was a mistake, but you spotted everything, you calculated well. So let's go into the game.
Okay.
And first question, how far was your preparation going in the opening? Or have you been preparing or waiting for something else. You can also take a mouse if you want to show the moves and lines underway.
I am not prepared for that variation. I prepared for
You
d4.
can click also if you want the arrows here. Or should I better do it? I
Yes,
can do
yes.
Okay, let me do it 1 second. So you didn't really prepare. What have you been expecting from him? So you expected different first move,
Yes.
or so e4,
d4.
d4.
d4
Okay.
I expected.
Okay, so you had already to start thinking at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
So when was the first critical moment that you think for yourself?
Maybe after e3 move. Because more natural was knight f3 or d3. I
So you
know
rem-
how to play, but after e3 I started thinking.
After knight f3, what would you continue? Which plan?
Knight c6 and then e5.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. And basically here after e3, you were out of the book. Yeah?
Yes.
So have you had which moves have you considered, and why did you go for e5? So stopping d4 mainly.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the most natural move. e5.
Knight g2. And f4. Have you expected him going for f4, or which moves have you
Probably
considered?
f4 as main move. And maybe b3 also.
And how did you see this position for yourself? I mean, of course, maybe you were not so happy that the preparation didn't work out for you, but at the end, I mean, still was a fine opening outcome.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So let's just continue maybe to the next critical moment. What about the pawn structure actually in this position after you came out from the opening? Because looking at his pawns, he has 3 pawn islands, you have 2 pawn islands. Do you feel like it was some kind of advantage for you, or how did you see this position?
Like for me, at first I started thinking that this was an advantage, but he has nice pieces and his knights can come to d5 square and controls everything.
So let's go maybe quickly to the next moment. So here, so knight d5 were played, queen e6 and queen c4. And here you found knight e5 attacking the queen and queen c3. And here this position, it looked like you have some issues with the dark square. So how did you think you could fix them?
I don't know.
But you played f6, yeah?
Yes,
just,
f6.
Just stopping.
I think it's most natural move.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And here apparently d4 was not a great move. There was something else for him.
I expected
Yes.
e4 move
e4
and bishop g4 and then rook f2, but I said to myself that this position wasn't good for me. Like he has an advantage, but not a big for
not
me.
a big, yeah.
This was the best way
For him
him.
to go.
For me.
Okay. And he played d4 here, and then suddenly all the pieces are under attack. You can take on d5, he can take on e5. Please share your thoughts, like what you were thinking during the game, because it was such a sharp position.
Yes, d4 was a big blunder because I think he didn't saw the move rook d5. Then after takes.
After
yes.
takes, rook d5. Because here he was counting on was a take on e5.
Yes.
And then you take. So what was the main mistake here? That
I think d4 move.
The d4 was the main
Yes.
mistake. But because here, after rook a1, suddenly there is this ideas to create the pin on the queen. Was it another mistake from him, or?
Yes. It was a big blunder also.
Okay,
Because
here.
now it is a winning position.
Did you see all this line, like after d4? Like, did you see this position which happened in the game when he played d4? Did you calculate this?
Yes, I calculated, but in the when I found the rook d5 move, I didn't saw that now after rook e1 there's a queen b6 and bishop b4 move. I calculate another things.
Okay, and then basically when you got this position, you thought a bit more, and then you found queen
Yes.
b6. Okay, Queen b6 was played, King h1, then Bishop b4, and suddenly you're up in exchange, right? Takes. So you're up a pawn, now you're up in exchange, and the rest of the game, I think it was pretty much all clear. Yeah, you played rook e1 and trading the bishop. He doesn't really have chance, and he resigned here. A great game, as you're saying, the first win against international master. And Paolo, I want to ask you, how is your routine going? Are you going to school? How much time do you invest in chess?
I invest in chess per day 1 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm training by myself.
And when did you start playing chess?
Probably at 6 years old.
6 years old.
6 years.
And since when you decided that you want to spend even more time into it? Because everyone starts playing chess at some moment, they have some other interests, but for how many years or months you're serious with it?
For me, I loved in chess I was 8 years old, and I won the Poland championship for under 8.
Under 8?
Yes.
Oh, wow, amazing. And this year, which events have you played? Did you win anything recently?
I was second in my group at Polish chess championship.
So under 12?
Yes, under 12.
Oh, amazing.
And I come to the World Chess Championships in Kazakhstan.
Oh, that's great. And how did you do there? How was it?
It was good, but it was trouble because there was we need to leave the game because it was I don't know how to say it. It was.
But there was some problem there.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry for that. And one more question is that I have. Is it you're going to school, right? So
Yes.
how do you combine? Because you said you invest per day 1 to 3 hours for chess, but also you have school. You have to prepare for the classes. How does it work for you?
For me, I'm every day I finish school at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
and I come back home, and then I do homeworks and learn to school for 1 to 2 hours, and then after this time I do chess.
Oh, amazing. So full day is busy for you.
Yes.
Incredible. And what are your ambitions in chess?
Like to become a grandmaster.
Oh, amazing. And it was such nice games. So wish you best of luck. Thank you so much
Thank you
for
very
joining.
much.
And I hope you have play some very nice game and come back to us and
Thank
share
you.
them. Thank you so much, Pavel. Let's have a close-up on the playing venue and see which games are still ongoing. By the way, I see on the left side there is a representative from streaming community playing Luca. He was yesterday during the stream also here. And it looks like it was a nice game from him. But looking at the kings, I see that he lost. He managed almost to come back. And still some games are being played in the main playing venue. By the way, dear viewers, it's super beautiful. You have a wonderful view to the sea from the windows, and I believe it's like one of the most spectacular playing venues in the tournament that I've ever seen too. And meanwhile, we see that they're still discussing this game, and we have also other nice games which were played in this round. I have another special guest with me in the studio. So Joseph is here. Hello. How is it going? You won the second game, so
Yes.
of course as expected, but how are you doing?
If you expected this, then yes, but it's always like such a nice feeling to win first 2 games, because starting the tournament well is maybe the most important thing. So yeah, I had tricky pairing already because you cannot see it maybe, but my opponent is an international master.
Oh.
And from round 2, it's already quite a tricky pairing. Of course, he dropped a bit, but it still can be very dangerous.
Yesterday we had Shushan Yu in the studio, and
Yes.
what he told us is that for him it's very tough, the start of the event. And I was like,
Yes.
okay, but you're playing, someone at like 2000,
Well, yeah.
2100. That is still tough. He said he played yesterday Trompovsky, and he said, well, I just want to, avoid the Syrian, just going.
No.
Is it your plan as well?
That's the case, because the worst opponent you can face in the first round is yourself. Because
An engine.
Well, it can be engine also, but you don't know also the shape you will put in the tournament. It's always very tricky. I like to start with white, which I did yesterday, just to calm the game and just see if I can spot tactics or something, and then you can
And
go
bring you
forward in the tournament.
confidence.
Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Joseph, let's dive into the game, and
Sure.
maybe you can share firstly about the opening.
can I?
You can
Yeah,
take
sure.
the mouse, obviously. Yeah.
Okay,
You can
so
move also here, so it's more comfortable for you. You can put it here.
Oh yes. So
So he played d4. So
I played d4. Wait,
The
Ah,
mouse
is
disappeared.
there. Yeah. Well, I didn't prepare for too long. I tried to keep energy for the game, but I expected Molly e4 for the game. And I saw that his probably main weakness was open Sicilian position. So I found out he's maybe not such a dynamic player, but more solid player. That's why I went for the sharp King's Indian.
Oh.
And actually you can see that he tried to make the game going very solid. Actually, when I came to the studio, I saw like great attacking games when I was spectating. Yeah, and probably this won't be much about that here, but still, I think it's interesting. So
Of course, it's always instructive. There are different ways which are leading to the victory. So we need to know
That is
all of
true,
it,
yeah.
because it's also the style of players is different. Some
Yes.
players, they cannot really wait. They want always
Yes.
to win. They need this attacking game, but sometimes you have to just be still and just
Of
play
course, yeah.
positionally.
That's what I expected to happen in this game, but I got a bit disappointing by the position I got, because this is very solid. Yeah, actually, the line I was playing all my childhood is knight c6 here. And the point is to, whatever, bishop e2. And the point is to get some very King's Indian kind of setup, yeah. And this is very, very, very aggressive position. I've played some games already. And this is going very sharp, yeah. But for today, I decided to go for a more solid position. And this is still a kind of known position after knight e4, which is leading to some massive trades. And this system is pretty popular with black in France, because there is a famous game of Eric Prier with white, French Grandmaster, which is like the biggest expert of London, against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. Yeah?
Oh.
So the game is kind of known in France, and he got decent game, yeah.
But comparing to the London system,
Yes.
usually the pawn is on c3. In this case, the pawn is on c4, and looks
Yeah.
like you might have a chance to push for c5 at some moment. To
At some
break.
point, yeah, exactly. That's gonna happen in the game. Yeah, c3 setup is more common. That's why I was pretty happy to transpose, because if you remember, he went to c4 and then he developed the bishop on f4. So
Yes.
it was kind of too late already. So we got through this endgame, which is already slightly better for black. Why? Because I'm gonna create some, kind of fight on queen side. And the main thing is that the bishop on f4 is very unable to clash, to defend. If I go, for example, c5, knight f3, b5 at some point, I'm gonna just open up the lines, and the bishop on f4 is terrible, yeah? So I tried some interesting conception here. I played rook d1.
I think I just realized that I played against your opponent
Uh-huh.
a couple of years ago, and I won against him with white pieces,
Oh.
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think Angel Dummy. I
Yeah.
think it's... Yeah.
Okay.
So
I won't
opponent,
be able to double check that information, but
Yes,
if you can recall so.
It was a nice game. I
was
just
a nice
couldn't
game.
do anything. I think it was Snake Benoni or something. It was something
Yeah,
very...
it was him for sure. I saw
Yeah?
some of these when I
okay,
prepared
okay.
it. Maybe
So-
I didn't see
so it
that
was him.
specific game, but
Okay.
well, he likes to play random opening, but with white it's always kind of better, because even random
course.
opening are very solid. And it played some interesting conception with knight e4, stopping b5 at the moment, because probably will be able to damage my structure. So I started with rook c8. I have a little cheapo, as they call it, by the way. Bishop d6 can be tempting, but of course, because ed knight d6, you got 2 pawns and picking up the exchange. But after f5...
intermezzo, everything works out.
Yes, and it's simply picking up piece. So I have this idea in the position. I'm threatening cd4 also. So b3 is more or less the only move, I think. And then I play a6. I'm trying slowly to create, as I say, the clash on queen side and take the benefit of this bishop on f4.
But it's very interesting position. Yeah, sorry. It's very interesting position because, it looks like the bishop is on f4, a bit advanced, so to say. It's you're saying, but okay, by developing the piece, the further it goes, also knight on f4 is so nice, but knight doesn't have really squares.
Yes.
Knight is isolated. Also, bishop doesn't have squares. Yes. And your pieces are a bit further away, but they're targeting more squares.
It reminds me of this famous Capablanca game against Janowski in some exchange love position. Capablanca, actually, pawn was on e2. He brought the bishop back to d2 and then played d3 to get the bishop playing on the
nice.
king side. This is a model game, yeah?
You would love here, by the way, to bring bishop back.
Yeah, bishop would be better, but I'm afraid I will call the arbiter now. Okay, so my opponent played g4, which is not a bad move. Sometimes he will be able to pick up. For example, if I play king f8, I suspected that this was not too bad for him. Something like this. I was unable to assess, so that's why I didn't go for it. And white has only 2 pawns at the moment, but this guy is gonna fall, and then some issues. Yeah, that's why I played h6 slowly. And then my opponent took on c5, which is quite an interesting decision because obviously I want to keep the knight in some ideal world, but then I wasn't sure of this. So I go f5 as usual, but then I was unable to assess this specific position. So once again, this is weak, he's gonna get 3 pawns, and this is unclear position and quite easy to play for him, I believe.
He will get 3 pawns and also maybe even 1 extra pawn, because once he takes on d6, let's say with if he takes with a rook, then h6, a6 are all targets.
Yes, I was considering if I would play this, maybe some move like
okay, 97.
Okay. The bishop f8. Okay,
so bishop f8.
Let's forget about that. Bishop f8.
Bishop f8.
Yeah, this is more normal, and he was going to take on d6. I didn't like this, to be fair. That's why I decided to take, which is like, okay, I didn't want this, but this is still not so bad. I mean,
and also you have
I have my plan. Yeah,
good bishop against bad bishop.
Good bishop against bad bishop. So that's why he played some kind of clever move. He's finally bringing his bishop back to the game. So I play a5. I mean, that's the only available plan on the position. Okay. And then, I mean, I put his rook on some passive position, and then I'm just trying to get my way in. Bishop c3 is not available at the moment, because I pick up that pawn. So I played rook b1, and then I play rook a2, yeah? And for the moment, he cannot really play like this, I think, because you don't... It's a bit out of the blue, but you don't have a way to protect that pawn. Yeah, f3, I'm just gonna sneak in the second rank. And rook e3, I thought this endgame is completely lost. I'm just gonna take and bring the king in e5. And everything is tied, yeah?
Yeah,
so
pawn structure is awful, yeah.
Yeah.
You have one big pawn island, and he has so many small.
So I played king f1, which was normal, I would say. Now I play rook c2. I had big hopes about this move because now I forced the rook to move, kind of. And my opponent played rook e1. And I mean, I'm not sure he saw this, but rook d2 is, I thought from long ago, it can be good because I attack this, and this, but after rook d3, he managed to, by x-ray, yeah, to protect everything. And this rook endgame is just a draw. So okay, I just wanted to keep pressure, like keep the game going. Also, this was tempting, but I couldn't manage to make it win from me. I mean, it's very suspicious, but I couldn't find a way. So I decided to go rook a7.
Just activate the rook, looks logical.
Yeah, bishop e3, rook a2. Now I have bishop d4 ideas. So he played rook d1, which is normal. And then I played bishop c3, yeah, because bishop d4, he has only one move, but a good one, yeah? You can play rook d2. And this is just in time to
You have-
try to find something, but I don't think it exists. Yeah, because take is gonna
Nothing,
take
yeah?
Yeah.
It looks like somehow everything is hanging,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
nothing
I was
is...
very upset that I couldn't find a way to win here.
Oh.
So okay, it is what it is. I mean, I played bishop c3, but now I plays king g2 and rook c1, and now I have nothing better than trading one pair of rooks and coming back to d4. He played rook d2, which is a good move because I don't have this because of bishop b2. Rook a2, bishop d4 check is kind of bad news. So I decided to go rook a8, yeah? And then to play this rook endgame, which is still not so easy for him because I just want to force him to take on d4.
He would love to have pawn not on b3, but d3, yeah? Like just...
Yes.
Jadoup, Jadoup.
Jadoup, yeah. Yeah, once again, I will make sure that the arbiter
He's
is
there.
aware of that situation. Yeah. Because chess can be a completely different game without
Of course.
arbiters. And I think this rook endgame is very, very hard for him. This pawn is not equal to this pawn, simply. Yeah. And so I play f4, trying to stop my way to the king. So
No king on
I
the
try
hill.
to insist, yeah. King in endgame. So I played h4. And now I wanted to play g5, but it was like last move of time trouble, and I wasn't quite sure of allowing that passed pawn. So I decided to play some... This is a good advice we can give in... actually, computer suggests is a bad move, I can see. But when you're in time trouble like this, move 38, and you can see I have 4 minutes on the clock, it's good just to not take a big decision, just keep the game going.
Of course, because some moment in the pawn endgame,
Yes.
you're screwed, basically, because of this h-pawn, so you cannot go
Yes.
for it.
This cannot be such a bad move at the same time. I allow g5, but it wasn't that concerning to me because I bring the king closer to the b pawn because I have to be careful about that ideas. No, I'm just on the square. So I played rook d3, and then I was pretty happy of the when I found, because rook e1 is attacking the pawn, forcing king f3. And what we have to understand is that this is a mutual zugzwang position. The player who has to move is in big trouble. Because if white has to play, there is no available move, because rook d2,
Rook
blunder,
e3?
rook e3, there is no king move. And if I play king e7, it's not ideal for me because I will allow some f5.
Oh.
So I was pretty happy of the sequences I played. I played rook to f1, and then he played king g4, which is the easiest way to move to refute, because I just played check, actually, king f1, and then I won that tempo, and now we got that position.
So you just needed to get the position with,
Yes.
with him to move.
So king g3 was more like
Tricky,
fighting,
yeah?
because now rook g1 is going to play king f2.
And then rook g4, king f3, yeah?
Yes. Then I wanted to play this, and I was pretty happy of myself because now he has... Okay, this is transposition, I give the check.
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna play... If this, I'm gonna play this, this, and this, and I get the zugzwang.
And king g2 the same, king g2,
King g2,
rook
this,
e1.
this will be
yes,
hanging.
well,
Yeah, I can do both, by the way. But this is the... Because I allow now the rook to move, sorry. And then the easiest way is probably to play this, forcing rook d3, and now this, forcing king f3, and then here we go.
Wow, brilliant. Wow, I love it.
Yes.
Amazing.
Okay, he didn't let me show that because he played that move, and now we get that position. And okay, the only move is b4 here. I mean, it's a bit desperate, but somehow it's not so easy, because this is what I saw from a while. At this, I couldn't find a clear-cut win, because the plan is to go this, and then to, just give the rook to queen the pawn. But then, by some miracle, it's not so easy. You can see that the easiest moves is going to escape. So, yeah, I was happy once again that rook c1 is the other way, sorry. But then I didn't want to allow this for some reason. Okay, probably this is winning, but, I'm too tired to calculate this, so I gave a check first of all. My opponent played king g4, and then I played rook c1, and he decided to stop the clock.
I know it's the same
Because
situation,
now,
but...
yes, this is gonna be I mean, one difference is that now I can simply give the pawn, and then after d3 is not gonna stop me because there is, I mean, he has no way to come back with the rook. Rook a7, d2, rook a1, rook c1, and most resourceful move is rook f3, but then after the classic rook d4.
Yeah.
And
I
now
thought rook e4.
rook e4 probably, but
I
then
don't
he's gonna give some, check, and
Yes. Okay.
after rook d4 is just gonna.
Better not to blunder.
I mean, if I don't need, I better not give the rook. Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice and very instructive endgame, and this idea
Thank
of the Zugzwang. Thank you so much for showing.
With pleasure.
And before we letting you go, Joseph, how is it going for you in Sitges? Is it your which time have you?
I played for the third time.
Third time.
I don't play so much classical events anymore, but Sitges is the only tournament I keep playing every year.
So if you're not playing so much, what are you doing?
I still do some business connected to chess. I'm in mostly openings with some strong players because I like chess, but I like studying chess more than playing actually. So this fits me very well.
But you're also a strong player.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, but I decided to stop while being strong. Yeah,
It's the best, to stop
Yes.
from the peak. And are you planning to participate in some side events also here, or have you played?
Side events? I know there is a chess party before the rest day.
That's the most important side event.
I know. And what is like the?
So, for example, yesterday there was bullet. Today was cocktail making competition.
Oh, did I miss that?
Yes.
Okay. But there is every
in the morning.
night, yeah?
Basically, you can check on the website of the schedule. Tonight there's going to be Blitz tournament.
Okay.
Tomorrow
That's
I think
nice,
ping pong. So every night and every morning there is something. So in case you're not too busy in preparation, you can always join.
No, this will never be a problem, I think. Yeah.
I think tomorrow there might be some tortilla making masterclass.
Oh, really?
At some moment there will be paella making class. I mean,
there is also masterclass. I've been asked last year, but not this year for some reason. I mean, I don't want to draw any conclusion.
That there are like many cooking masterclasses.
Yes, a lot of grandmaster on that tournament. Very strong, even by the way. Yeah, that's why.
Exactly.
I mean, probably 15 grandmaster or so.
So thank you so much, Joseph, for your time. And
pleasure.
Now we're taking a very short break, but we would like to show you a highlight video from yesterday's Bullet event, which was played super, super fun, super exciting. Take a look at the video, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the round 2. And we have another guest with us in the studio, two-time US Women's Champion, FIDE Master, Jennifer Yu. It's a pleasure to have you here in Sitges. How is it going for you? How are you doing?
It's been good. I mean, I played two lower-rated opponents like going in, so it's been... I don't think it was the best games, but it was a good warm-up. I was really jet-lagged yesterday, so I think it was like the best possible appearance for me. But yeah...
Now you're on 2 out of 2.
Yeah, I'm 2 out of 2.
And you're going to play against stronger opponent tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to play up to tomorrow because I was honestly expecting to play a stronger opponent today, but I think because of the way the parents worked, I was like the very last person to play down. So, but it was good because I honestly like yesterday I was really worried about it because I was supposed to come like a day earlier because of jet lag, but then my flight got pushed back 8 hours and then it got canceled. So I was traveling for like 40 hours and then I got in the morning like right before the round and I hadn't slept in like 2-3 days, so I was just like, I need to get this game over with. So I'm excited to sleep tonight because I'm still catching up, but it's been much better.
But also, you know, the rounds are starting so much later than usually. You know, usually they start around 2 p.m., but now they start at 4:30 p.m. Is it helping you in some way, so to say, because it's a bit closer to the time control, to the time zone?
Yeah, no, I also just, like, it's been so long since I played a classical tournament abroad. Like, I think the last time I played was 5 years ago.
Oh, wow. Where was it?
It included this one. Like, I played this tournament once before in 2020. Well, actually, not 5 years, 4 years ago, 2021. No, 2020. So it was 5 years ago during COVID.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I think that was the last time I played in Europe, like during that time period. And then, so, you know, the big difference is it's actually like really nice here because it's like 1 round a day, like very chill. Like I feel like most of the opens I play in US, I think almost all the opens are, you know, 2 rounds.
So what made your decision to come here this year for Sitges?
Well, I have time. Like, I really like this tournament, but I was I was in college last few years, so this is like the worst time for college because it's during finals. But I just graduated like this past May.
Oh,
so
really?
now
Amazing.
I finally have time.
Congratulations. Great. And now you have time for more chess tournaments. And also I think Spain is a perfect location, right? For December, the time is perfect. Like the weather is great.
It's so nice and warm here. It's been so bad. Like when I left, like I was just freezing. So I'm like, this is perfect weather. Yeah.
Also, I came from Germany. It was like almost 0 degree there. I'm coming here. Suddenly there is no coat needed. You literally can walk in the t-shirt. And also location of the hotel is close to the beach. You can enjoy it. I think it's also important, you know, whenever you have some tough games or you need to relax, just to walk around. What are you doing usually, like when you're not playing? Of course, now you have to catch up with with your sleep, but what do you do? Do something special around the area?
Well, I feel like I haven't really had time yet to explore, but you know, in the next coming of days, I probably will I haven't really walked around yet, so I plan on probably doing that, like maybe going on a run along the beach or something. You know, I usually like to like go to the gym or something during tournaments at time, so maybe I'll just like try to go for like a beach run or something. I don't
There's
really
also
know.
a swimming pool here, so swimming pool, gym, and also you can have a bicycle if you want to cycle around.
Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking about that, but I just don't know where to go. So maybe if there's like somewhere like cool, like I could just bike to, I definitely would do that.
Okay, Jennifer, I suggest we go into the games, which are, I mean, many of them have already finished, but there have been some really nice games to go through a bit to highlight. I mean, I don't know if you had chance to look. Of course, like there are many playing venues. Dear viewers, there is like a few playing venues on the ground floor. There is this beautiful playing venue on the 5th floor, and you were playing, I think, both of the rounds on this ground floor. And of course, probably you didn't have chance to go up and check the games, right? So you unfortunately. But okay, then we can still check it together. Maybe from the opening, it was a King's Indian, which was played from black. Narayanan is the top seed of the event. I mean, if you have anything to share, you can share. But there was this position which I would like to immediately go to. So first knight gets to f4, and the other knight goes to b4. And interesting yet that the bishop is coming back to f1. Now in the next move, the knight from f3 going to d2 to knight b1. And even though all the pieces went backwards, We see, of course, evaluation is all the way up because I think in the next move you can just kick the knights. Or how do you approach this position? Why is it so much better for white?
Yeah, well, I think it's just the good thing here about being white is I think it's very like, you know, easy to play. Like you have clear plan, like push all of black's pieces back and then eventually, you know, try to like, A3, G3 and then just get your pieces out. And I think the problem here for black, or problem, I think the difficulty is figuring out what to do and where to put your pieces, you know. Like you want to play like F5 or something maybe, but it's just like where do all of these pieces go? Because I think black probably overextended a little bit too much too fast. But yeah, I mean for me I always find these positions like so difficult just because there's so many places you can, you know, try to like so many different ways you try to maneuver these pieces. But yeah,
so it's always very, very tricky here. So bishop d7 was played, and as you're mentioning, a3, g3, immediately kicking the knights out of the position. Now suddenly the bishop goes back, first stepping away to f1, now bishop e2, and looks like even though there were so many moves backwards for white didn't even lose time because all the moves are coming with a tempo. Now knight is going back to d2. And pretty much nice position. Again, knight e8, as you're mentioning, the plan for black to go with the f5. And I think typical move g4 just to stop this idea. And any thoughts about this position now?
Yeah, no, I think this is honestly just such a dream position to like play as white because, I mean, you kind of really just stop like all of, you know, most of black's play. Like obviously like it's still like a very contentious game. There's still a lot to happen, but I mean I think this is just a very idealized situation, especially if you compare it to a few moves ago when it was like all of black's pieces forward.
Everything was in front and then suddenly everything is backwards. Do you play yourself King's Indian or against King's Indian if you play d4?
Yeah, I play against King's Indian, but I usually play a different system. I play G3 a lot, so it's kind of different. So I'm not like an expert in these, but
but still you're feeling the
like
pleasure with white pieces in this here, like looking at. And and then there was this G5 move played, and I think it's also pretty much important to know at which moment to push this G5 or at which moment to push H5, because you know sometimes you want to close like this the position with H5 and then maybe bring your knight to F5 and then continue on the queen side. What do you think here about the H5 versus G5, and why do you think DT White go for the G5 move?
I think with G5 after H5 you kind of have these ideas. I don't know eventually like when it will work, but to sacrifice on H5 and then
so after G5, so there is,
I think there are ideas like this for sure, right? Like I mean it looks pretty good here, but there's probably I mean there's like F5 and stuff to try to defend. I don't think it works.
F5?
No, not F5, like if you take on H5.
Okay, so
like takes, but F5 doesn't work because G6.
So even sacrifice here is working well.
I mean, no, I think this is like very dangerous to play. Like, I mean, I think computer might have some sort of defense maybe, but like I think from a human perspective, it looks really scary. But I think that's why like G5, because if you like if you play H5 and then they play G5 and then close it. Yeah, I mean, Rook G1.
Rook G1,
Rook G1 also, I mean, you're
improving.
Yeah, because that's the thing, you're not in any rush to play bishop takes H5. You can play bishop takes H5 at any time, which is why I think, like, it makes the most sense to do this. H5, G5, like, you also have, you know, like an F5 square as a weakness, but it's not, I mean, it is defended, and, you know, black just wants to keep the king side closed. So, I mean, here you can play against this as long as you want.
Yeah, and here very nicely, once the rook stepped to f8, bishop d6, immediately stopping everything. And basically, if you want to kick the bishop, you have to play something like knight a8, but you cannot do it because queen is now pinned. So queen e7 was played. And now the question is the pawn? No, it's not hanging, right? There is a bishop trap. Bishop a5, b6, and bishop is trapped.
Yeah.
The poisoned pawn. So what to do? Knight f1 was played. Remaneuvering the knight. That looks logical, right?
Yeah, and then I think at some point, you know, you want to take on h5, but
yeah, at some moment you have to always to calculate all the sacrifices on h5. So now finally knight a8, which was not the best move. Well, I guess it's not the best square for the knight on the 8, but I guess the bishop was too annoying, and maybe he wanted to push for b5. I don't know. What's the logic? What could be logic behind the knight?
Yeah, I think it's just like you have to play something as black, and I don't really know what ideas you have here.
Yeah, because the position, like the pieces are all a bit awkward because they're like all standing together. There is a lack of space. The bishop looks like a good one because there are not so many. Like if comparing bishop on g7, bishop on d7 looks like a better piece, but there are not even good squares for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty tough. So now bishop went back to e3, knight g3. Trade happened. Okay, actually interesting decision. Yeah, taking with the e pawn. Why do you think taking with the e pawn, not taking with the c pawn? Because of course, like it's looks like taking with the c pawn would be making the position symmetrical, but taking with the e pawn could somewhat allow some e4 ideas, opening up the bishop.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take with the e pawn just to get the e4 square, so you can
just
open
immediately to bring the knight.
Yeah, because also like taking the c pawn, it's symmetrical, but I think it allows some queenside counterplay. You know, like now you can finally play b5, and you have the open c file. And, you know, like black, I think the most important thing here for black is just to create any sort of like counterplay. Just because, like, I mean, you can see what black played the last two moves, like knight a8, knight c7. Like, there's just like no, it's just so hard to come up with a plan here, even if like, yeah, it's just so difficult. So I think like with e takes, you know, knight e4, and then maybe at some point you can like, I mean, you're attacking the d6 pawn, this knight on e4 is super strong. And then it bring another piece in. So like to the king side, which I think it's like you want to put as much pressure as possible.
And look at this, after the knight went to a8, then back to c7, then to e8, the bishop goes back to b6, again stopping all the counterplay of black, as you're saying, that black wants finally to do something, but the works are, they're not having, they're very limited, they don't have any moves, and b5 is not an option anymore. So knight c5, and giving up the bishop. Very interesting. Yeah, because probably in such positions, knights should be more variable than bishops, more closed.
Yeah, possibly. And I think did he play after this? Did he play?
He sacrificed an exchange.
Because I think it was like dc5. Is it d6? And then this looks super strong, right? Knight d5, and then you're gonna get one of the knights in. So I think it was a very concrete thing, but and rook takes c5, you don't really want to play this move, but I think at this point as black, you can't let them play d6.
You just have to, give up even the exchange for this. But then another knight is coming to e4, suddenly bishop f5. And finally d6 is in the position. Yeah, the position looks great, but now white gave up a pawn.
Yeah, I think just try to keep the pieces active, because I guess the thing is like black just wants to create like a fortress, but like now it's not very possible.
Yeah, and I think already the extra exchange, let's probably just scroll the moves, because it's just looks like completely winning for white technically. But of course you have to always watch out, the king is in the center, you cannot just escape to f1, there will be always a c3, so some tactics are there. And yeah, in a couple of moves, yeah, this was just a very nice win by the tournament lead. And the other game, which was also very interesting, we unfortunately didn't have as a guest Xu Shangyu. He was yesterday here in the studio, was sharing that always first round is very important to win for him. And today he played very interesting opening, the Dragodorf, like combining ideas from Najdorf and Dragon. Do you know much about this opening, or do you have some experience?
No, I am not really. I mean, I've played like very little. I've played Sicilian a long time ago, so it's a bit out of many years ago. I don't really remember much here. So unfortunately, I can't really share anything there.
Yeah, so it's very interesting because he's combining both ideas, as in the Dragon Sicilian, bringing the bishop to d7 at the same time, a6. So combining Najdorf and the Dragon and to h5. And the big point here is that after takes, at some moment he pushed h4. And this position is very interesting. So white castles long side, and black doesn't castle at all. And in the next move, look at this, what happens. Queen c3 and rook is bringing to h5. So he's literally saying he can artificially castle. What do you think about this rook lift?
I mean, this looks amazing, right, for black, because the king seems very safe there. In the center, you just play like, I mean, this rook h5 is honestly an amazing move.
I think it's all combined together, right? h5, h4, and then rook h5 all together.
Now, this is a super interesting idea. Also because, like, you know, h5, h4, this just completely stops, like, you know, usually opposite side castling. White, you know, you want to push the pawns, like, white wants to push the pawns here on the king side, and now, like, you just completely shut down this forever. So it's like you have a free attack kind of here on the queen side.
Yeah, just rooks all over there. Of course, it's probably not so easy just yet to bring the rook, but maybe to e5 at some moment. Okay, let's see how the game continues. I just know about this only the rook h5 move, and okay, now artificial castle is coming in, and rook e1, so d5. Rook d5, actually very interesting. So looks like the square is defended so well, but d5 is still possible. What do you think about this pawn break? And also on the other hand, it's interesting because the king is kind of still in the center, but you're opening up the center. How would you approach this?
I don't really know what is going on here. It's super complicated. It's like d5 is really interesting because it's like usually you don't want to really open up the center when the king is still, or when the king is still kind of in the center, but I guess it also doesn't make so much sense to put the king in g8 and h8 because, you know, you're kind of like putting it in the line of this diagonal, whereas some strong. So I guess here, like, e7 is sufficiently protected enough, you know, once you open up the e-file. And
that's what's happened. Yeah, takes.
Yeah, because this also opens the knight and bishop. Because, like, honestly, like, I'm not really sure if the king is better here on f8 than, say, like, h8. Like, the king might honestly be safer. Because, you know, I was worried about before. I was like, what if eventually there was, like, some sacrifices or something for white here? But I think, like, here you're fine. And then, you know, you're coming up with some very concrete ideas. Yeah, just e6 and then e6. So.
And just basically blockading on the d5 square. There is, I mean, all the light squares are defended for black. Now queen c8, bringing all the pieces. It's interesting. The computer likes white's position still. So even though all these ideas were so interesting for Shushan Yu, but
e6. I wonder if that like creates kind of
e6. Yeah. So maybe something else.
Because I don't think it liked e6, and I wonder if that's because it created like kind of these weaknesses around the dark squares, and now like e6 itself can become a target. You know, because I was always thinking like, what if white can sacrifice or something at some point? But it's also hard to say. Like if you don't play e6,
then what else?
Then what else to play? Because that's the thing I was worried about when d5. It's like if you move like this,
can you play knight f6 or something? How else can you defend this? I mean, for now, is it a threat like at some moment to take, or knight e6? Is it? It's not even a threat, right?
I don't think it's a threat yet, but I think like, well, like how would white play here? Because the thing is h4 is, I think it's good. It's defending. It's not going to come into the queen side anytime soon. But this is a very complicated game. I think like you would love to get the c1 bishop onto like this other diagonal, but it's very difficult to play.
Yeah, how do you
play?
Yeah, you cannot. You want to bring to a3 f8 diagonal.
Yeah, like, I think this would be really nice. But also like the thing is, if you ever play b3, you're blocking your own queen in.
Yeah, of course. and then suddenly their queen is trapped. Yeah. Let's see how the game continues. So e6, for some reason, computer doesn't really like it. I mean, it looks very logical and human move. f4. Pushing forward, but the big question is, okay, the pawn is pushed, but f5 square is completely covered, so there is not much happening. Queen c8, bishop b3, and now you start to feel it, right? You were mentioning b3 move, but bishop b3 is probably with the same power. Now the queen is unfortunately a bit tricked. Okay, a5. Somehow computer doesn't like the moves, but a5 looks completely logical. Yep, having this b4 square. What could you see any like drawbacks of the a4 move?
Well, I wonder I don't know. I think in the game he played knight takes e6, so I don't know if there's a concrete thing that's going on, but
Knight e6.
no, it just doesn't work.
Wait, we were discussing it earlier. That knight e6 is not really working.
And knight takes e6 is there's just nothing here, right? And rook takes e6 doesn't work, right? Because of bishop takes d4.
So let's see one more time. Knight e6 fe. Rook e6. And apparently here there was even something else, but knight 7 f6 looks logical just to defend. And also at the same time you're defending and you're attacking the rook on e6. So there's like a also attack. And what about material at the end of the line? It's extra piece for 2 pawns.
Yeah, and you see here, like, it's the good thing about the king on f8. If it was on g8, then there would be like these rook takes f6 ideas. But
if king was here.
Yeah, because I was gonna say earlier instead of a5, like what would have happened if king g6, but I guess this or king g8, and I guess this was. But
and
maybe now there's a different kind of. You're not gonna play knight f6 now.
Of course, you will not play. But by the way, if you're not playing this, then what are you playing? Because now the problem is with d5, and if you're moving the knight away, then there is still this big issue. And if you play knight b6, there is rook b6. So knight f6 and knight b6 are not working.
So I guess the king was on g8.
Yeah, it's completely different story, of course. But a5 was played, king is not there, and now rook d6. So maybe he was, maybe a bit too ambitious. Looks like white was too ambitious.
Yeah. Oh, although.
What is happening?
I was like, this
So
game
hard
is so
to say.
complex.
This is crazy game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe after bishop f8, can you take on d5?
So, 1 second. So instead of knight c3, here bishop d5.
No, sorry.
Sorry. So bishop f8, yeah?
Yeah, after bishop f8.
That was happened. Knight d5.
Knight d5.
And it was mistake. Rook d5, and now bishop takes rook d7.
But after bishop f8, is there another move or?
Wait a second, they lost on time or what? What happened? Maybe he lost on time?
No, here I think
because it's the last move according to the DGT board.
I don't know, unless he just
time.
resigned. White just resigned after taking on d5. Was like the a3.
Yeah, we have confirmation that he lost on time actually here. But okay, it's a very complex game.
Okay. Yeah, 31 seconds. That makes sense.
31 seconds. Yeah. Look at this. But what could be then continuation? Okay, takes. So he wanted to take, but he was not in time to take. But even if he takes, wait, what do you do? If you take on a3, rook d7. How's line continuing? King h8.
No, rook takes b3.
Sure. Rook b3, rook c7.
And then you're up a piece, but it's like
stepping back.
Yeah,
to
I
d8.
think stepping back, and then
because there is a checkmate.
Yeah, so I think you're up a piece for 2 pawns.
Just
and you probably
piece,
and then probably, bishop takes b2 is like a threat.
Oh, yeah, looks like of course, very interesting.
Yeah, really interesting.
Okay, the opening was really nice from black, but then something happened and suddenly, like all the moves somehow were better. But again, probably also was a bit time trouble there, and I think we went like through 2 games were very, very nice. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Before I let you go, just want to ask you, again, you're saying you need some rest, you need some sleep, but do you plan on participating in some side events here? As you said, you've played in this event already before, so you have some experience of how is it going. Today we had like this cocktail master class. There was a bullet. Tonight there will be blitz. Are you going to play, or you're not mixing blitz with classical?
Oh, maybe I'll play because I'm playing World Rapid next. so
good preparation.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely look into it. I actually really wanted to do the event today, this morning. What was it? Like the
cocktail master class.
I wanted to do it, but I didn't wake up. Because the thing is, I was like, I did not get up. I missed like food, breakfast, everything. I just could not get up. But yeah, I really wanted to do some activities because I wasn't sure if the last time there was any because that was during pandemic.
Yeah.
So I don't think there probably was any, but yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to doing something.
Yeah, but don't worry, there will be many of them. There will be my paella masterclass. Tomorrow there will be tortilla making master. Many things on the schedule in the Sitges. That's why I also will love it. Perfect chess vacation, as you're saying, playing some Blitz games tonight. There will also be rapid tournament and one of the, I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't think it's going to be at night, but will be in the morning. So yeah, looking forward to see you competing in all those master classes. And also best of luck on the 100% right now. And tomorrow will be a tough opponent. Best of luck to you, Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. And it's time for us to have a close-up on the playing venue to see if there are still games ongoing. As we can see, there are still some boards battling it out. The round 2 of the Sunway Sitges International Chess Festival, the 12th edition of it already. Here in Spain, on the beautiful sea coast, in the beautiful, probably one of the most stunning playing venue I've ever seen. Right outside of the window, you can see the waves, you can see the sea there. I think it's bringing you so much more power when you're playing the game. And also, when you lost your game or when you don't feel confident, you're just walking at the beach and you're just truly enjoying it. And it, of course, brings you more power when it comes to the board. And one more time, it's just the perfect chess vacation to spend here in Sitges. It's the first time for me being here, and I'm enjoying so much. Starting from the day one, I really love this flamenco show. I really enjoyed the side events, the bullet tournament. Today there was the cocktail master classes, and while I'm talking about all of it, I have someone special with me here, the representative of the streaming community, Anushka. Welcome to the stream.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How is it going for you? How are you doing? I mean, I've heard today, unfortunately, you didn't play a game. What happened? Share with us.
Well, I knew ahead of time, but my opponent forfeited because he was traveling, so I still had to sit there and wait, but I didn't get a game, so hopefully I'll get a game tomorrow, and then it'll be good.
It was a rest day, so
yes, kind of. It was a rest day and it was a content day, so that's what I'm calling it.
Oh, that's amazing. So share with us, please. Is it your first time coming to Sitges? How are you finding it?
It's my first time in Spain, actually, and I love it. It's so beautiful. I love Barcelona. The playing venue is so pretty. We staying in these apartments that are a little bit away, and just the walk to get to the venue every morning is just like 20 minutes on the beach. It's just the most beautiful view. I feel so lucky to be here.
Is it inspiring you in some way, playing in such a beautiful location, you know, where you cannot only have to focus on chess but also have such a beautiful surrounding?
Yeah, I noticed that everyone, like in the middle of the games when the sunset starts, no one is looking at their boards. Everyone is just looking out at the window, like looking at the sunset, because it's so eye-catching. And I was so sad today that I didn't get to play because I was looking out the window and I was like, imagine like seeing this view and also being able to play chess, and I'm only here for 10 days. Beautiful game, beautiful view. I treasure every single day that I get to play chess here. It's so pretty.
Anushka, please share with us, how did you start your journey in chess creation? Okay, first of all, what's your Elo rating? Just know, you have a difference from the online rating to FIDE rating.
So I think my peak online is about 1800 and my FIDE is 1670 or something like that. So definitely a difference a little bit. And I've been playing chess since the beginning of 2023, and I've been streaming since the beginning of 2024.
So basically 2.5 years around.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. And what actually were driving you to chess? Because I'm asking from my perspective, because I've been playing chess my whole life. I don't know anything else, basically. And how did it start for you? How old are you, by the way?
I'm 22, about 22. To turn 23.
So you started right after you became, you got out of the teenage age, so to say. So,
yeah. So I knew about chess before, and I think I learned most of the rules when I was a kid. So I didn't know en passant and long castles and things like that, but I definitely knew how the pieces moved, and I would play games and things like that with my friends. And I remember in high school when PogChamps happened, it really blew up on Twitch, and I was a video game enjoyer. So I started watching the content like that, but I would always watch gameplay, and I would never feel confident enough to play the games myself. And this was true for a lot of games, not just chess, but eventually I think as I like started making more and more friends who actually played chess, they encouraged me to start playing games online, and that was in the beginning of 2023, and I never looked back. I'm so glad I started. And I think it's really cool that I get to stream now, because like people who stream, like the Botas sisters and Daniel Nerditsky, and just like the entire community was so inspiring to me, and I like owe it all to them. If it wasn't for the community, I wouldn't have gotten into chess, and it's given me so much. So I'm glad that I get to put some chess content back out into the world, and hopefully reach some people who wouldn't have played without it.
Amazing. So you're helping the chess to grow and inspire other people to play chess. That's truly inspiring also. And how would you say your life changed with, chess coming to your life? As you're saying it at the beginning, you just, came back to the game which you knew how to play a long time ago, and now it's basically your everyday life. Everywhere is chess is your life. So to say, how is your everyday looks like? How are you finding inspiration for every time you're finding like new content ideas?
That's a very good question. A lot of questions. So in the beginning, I definitely was more of like an online Blitz player, and that's actually why I started streaming, because I felt like if I was putting this much time into playing Blitz online, I might as well be doing something productive with it. So I might as well stream it. And through streaming, I met some of my best friends. I think Rachel was commentating my games today, so she's a very good friend. Matt, who has also been here, and Kostya, they've been very good friends of mine. And Sarah Herman is not here, but Zefcat, she's also a very close friend. And I met all of them through streaming, and they all, in their own individual ways, kind of inspired me to start playing over the board chess, and I just like fell in love with that so much more. So I don't play so much Blitz anymore. I actually like do a lot more studying and a lot more classical tournaments like this. And it's wonderful because I get to travel instead of just sitting in my bed until 4 a.m. playing on my phone.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, talking about tournament, you face all these different people. Of course, you have some, your streamer community here in Sitges with whom you're communicating, but also you learn about other people, your opponents who you play. How much enjoyment is it for you? I mean, playing chess over the board, online, all together.
It was definitely something that I was apprehensive about going into playing over the board, because I'm like generally a very solitary person. I don't really introverted. I don't like going out that much. Streaming was fine because you can kind of do it from the comfort of your own room. So I was actually scared to start playing over the board because I was worried about, would I be comfortable sitting in a room for 6 hours with a bunch of other people? What if their noises bother me? What if I would get like socially anxious around them? But I think like once I started getting into the chess, and once I started seeing like, I sit down at a game and it looks like a chess game. It doesn't just look like pieces on a board. Everything else kind of disappears. I'm sure there's like a lot of people out there who maybe watch chess content like I did all the time, or maybe they're in the next stage where they're just playing online, who think, oh, I could never do that. That could never be me. I could never play it in a 6-hour-long tournament game. It would be so exhausting. It would be so annoying with like, other people next to me bothering me. I couldn't concentrate. If there's anyone like that out there, I would just like to say, like, go for it. Do it. It's the best decision I've ever made. It's so much fun. And like, it's like, I don't know, even if during the game I get angry at I want to destroy my opponent. The minute the game ends, if my opponent asks for a postmortem, like my opponent yesterday asked for a postmortem and I lost pretty badly. He kind of like positionally destroyed me, and I had no idea what was going on the entire time, and I was very upset. And then the minute he said, "Would you like to look at the game?" it all kind of melted away, and I was just like so happy to be discussing this like beautiful game that he had played. Honestly, he played like such a almost perfect game. I talked to Kostya about it, and he said, yeah, I really couldn't find any mistake that your opponent made. He just like played a really good game, and you can see it from the other person's perspective and not just that you lost.
And also you played against, so to say, stronger opponent, so
yes.
It means if you analyze with him, you also learn a lot from your own mistakes, from his maybe mistakes or everything, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And what I also wanted to ask you, because it's for me it's also very, because I also myself, I've been streaming and playing chess, as you were saying, like sitting at the board for 6 hours not talking versus streaming for 6 hours, streaming subathons, marathons, and so on. It looks very controversial.
Feels antithetical to each other.
So how is it, like, how do you feel like how do you find energy to talk for hours when you're streaming? But at the same time, how do you not to go crazy and not talking during the whole game?
I find if you would look inside my head, what's going on while I was sitting at the chessboard, it would sound a lot like what I say when I'm streaming. It's just like a constant stream of consciousness about the chess. If it's about chess, I can sit there and talk to myself forever. I can sit there and talk to other people forever. It's like chess is the only thing that will push me past my like social anxiety like bubble. Yeah, it's easy to talk about
the
chess
same
for that
to me,
long.
by the way. Whenever like you look into during the game, I can think some strange songs, which come always to my mind, and then I cannot get rid of it, or just have some strange ideas. Not always thinking about the chess position. But I suggest, Anushka, let's take a look at the games which are ongoing. You're always welcome to ask some questions if you want anything or suggest your ideas.
Okay.
So we already checked earlier. There was Jennifer, you here in the studio. We checked already a couple of interesting games on the top boards. And this is a game on the board 4. It was Daniel Safaro playing against Grandmaster Dai Shangren. By the way, he won, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday against Zachary Zane. That game where Zach had the chance to come back in the game. But yeah, today he won pretty much convincingly.
Okay.
And this is a key position in the game.
Okay.
And I want to ask you a question one more time. So with the black pieces, is the stronger master is playing. But look at the position. Looks like, okay, white has, knight on c4, queen is developed on a4, and black has all this, awkward pieces standing. But still, as you can see, evolution bar is a bit down. One more time, dear viewers, we don't have engine moves. We don't know what's the best move here. But if you have any idea, like, why do you think is that? And if you have, like, some move to suggest for black, what would you do?
Okay, putting me on the spot here, but let's see.
Because it's a bit tough, right? Like, your knight cannot really get developed. Your bishop, you would like to develop the bishop. So what should you do here in the position?
Yeah, black is very cramped. It feels like black just wants to break out. It would be cool if it was a move like b5 or something, because it's very forcing. And on passant, maybe you can take with your knight, and it opens up the diagonal towards the king for checks in the future, perhaps.
Yeah, that would be a nice idea, but the problem would be the rook, right? It would be under attacks after knight takes. There is a problem that. But by the way, there is no problem, right? You're defended with your queen. So b5 looks like a solid move, but maybe taking with a queen. Unfortunately, en passant is not forced move. I think, my hot take in chess, you should make en passant forced.
When you can?
Yeah. Just forced.
There was definitely, a few months where I would never remember en passant, and my chat would be yelling at me, like, it's en passant, it's en passant. I'd be like, I didn't remember that was a real thing. As soon as you remember, it's like, you want to play it every time you get. Yeah, that's true. The queen can just take.
Yeah, so, well, let's look at this way. If you're saying the pieces are cramped, you want to break through. b5 is an interesting option, but I think the big problem with b5 is queen takes, and nothing really changed.
Yeah.
So you're right with the pawn break. So let's try to look at a different way. Maybe there is other pawn break that you see in the position.
Okay. Well.
And also, our dear viewers, you're welcome to guess the moves. Try to find the best move in this position for black, which was played in the game, by the way, and. It's very, very instructive. One more time, it shows that, if you're having lack of space, if your pieces are cramped, you don't know how to continue developed, you have to go for a pawn break.
Yeah. The only other pawn breaks, well, b6 doesn't look very good because there's just c6. And probably also like many other moves that.
And also with b6, you don't really change the pawn structure, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
And e5 just looks like it hangs a pawn, but maybe it needs to be considered.
By the way, meanwhile, while you're talking, we see one of the games has just finished.
Oh, okay.
What a wonderful emotion on the face of the piece. I think black won, right? It's a opposition there on the board. And I think the white pieces, the person is just smiling. I think sometimes when you blunder something throughout the game, then at some moment you're just, feeling a bit confused with yourself. And now the last move probably was king going to f3. bringing to the opposition, and the pawn is unstoppable, as we can see, right?
Yeah.
If it was the pawn on the H file, though, it would be different, but it's F file, so.
Yeah. Even with white to move,
And
because
we
we still have one square left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He's
that's
taking
the
it like a
problem.
champ, though. Very sportsmanlike.
Yeah, like, you know, I've seen in my life people just, you know, just throwing the pieces after the loss. I've
Yeah.
seen so much emotional, and I was actually told some of the stories where, like, in my place where my grandmother worked, the person was playing chess, and when he lost, he hit his opponent with a chessboard on the head. So chess can be really violent.
Hopefully not that violent.
Luckily, this is not happening in the
Yeah.
chess tournaments.
Not here in Sitges.
Not in Sitges, maybe somewhere in the coffee shop tournaments.
Yes.
But returning to the position, e5 was played. It is a move.
Really?
And the point here is that although the pawn structure of white looks super nice and like every pawn is defending each other, the pawn on c5, even though we don't see it, it's potentially weak, and it's potentially weak after this e5 move. But of course, after e5, knight takes, it looks like everything is defended, but now suddenly what we achieved with the position, we traded the pieces. If you're having lack of space, you want to trade the pieces so that you get more space. Also, finally we have our bishop out on this beautiful diagonal. So what he played after that, first, here, very important move, by the way, knight g4. He's threatening to trade and at the same time targeting the pawn on e3. And after take, bishop takes, it's a pawn sacrifice, as you're saying. But if we compare this position to this one, how much black's position improved? Yeah. It's really, really instructive. And after bishop g4, just a couple of moves, because the game just finished very rapidly here. So apparently bishop g5 was not the best move, but very logical, targeting the pawn on e3, e4, and now after bishop e3, again targeting this pawn. So they were very strong, but you see once black is targeting them, suddenly there is no real option. Bishop c3 and queen is entering.
Oh.
Queen a3, rook c1, bishop c1. Bishop c1, by the way, were also very beautiful move. Yeah, you're attacking the queen, you're cutting the position, and after queen b3, queen e3, well, I wanted to do it like this, so you don't see the moves. Just because I here in this position, bishop takes on e2, rook e2, and 1 second, I believe. Yeah, this position. This is the last move in the position. You have to find it.
Bishop d2 check.
Yeah, bishop d2 check. Okay.
That's very pretty.
Okay, but it's super pretty. Yeah? You cannot take with the rook, it's pinned.
Yeah.
You cannot take with the bishop, the queen is pinned, and if king steps away, you're winning material. So, yeah, very, very nice game.
Beautiful game.
Very beautiful game.
Yeah.
So we didn't check the game 3, but okay, Jules Moussard won. That's a favorite. There was not much. Nothing really so much, not really not many fireworks happened, you know, in that game to show it. But you know, the other game which was very interesting is on board 5, and in this game I just want to go back a little bit at one interesting moment. Let me try to go through it. Yeah, this was a position. Yeah, this knight e7, knight f7 move, and knight f7 looks like a great move. If you're looking at it, your queen is targeting the king on this diagonal. Also, there is a rook on the f file, and also you always have this knight g5. Computer says, although rook f7, you can take, and okay, you bring the other rook. King goes back. Now queen g6, and apparently here there is nothing for white, which is surprising. Looks like, okay, you sacrifice a piece, you have all the pieces under attack, like you can bring the knight to g5, there is knight f7, but the big problem is that knight d8 is a threat, just to kick out the queen.
Yeah.
You cannot really do so much, so...
it looks like d5.
Yeah, sorry, let's...
It just looks like d5, d6, like there has to be something interesting, but... Yeah.
I think after d5 there is knight
and
knight
you go
d8.
back and your queen's
and you have to remove your queen. But I think d5 looks like the move like you have to play because this is a threat. Now the question is where do you remove the queen? Maybe queen g4.
Not
But
enough
even
pieces.
this is not threat.
Yeah.
But I think something like this, black was scared of.
Yeah.
So c4 was played, and then queen d1, and then this take finally happened in the game, but there was this knight d4 move. You have to play it, of course, bishop is trapped on the b5 square, and well, after a few moves, it was already, of course, white who is attacking. King is in the center, the piece is hanging, and now it's a material equality. Okay, black is up one pawn, but not up piece like would be before. And basically, one more time, the favorite won the game, which is very nice. Okay, here is a checkmate threat and a few moves. But I think also very instructive. Yeah, some of the sacrifices of the knight, they feel like you want to play for it, you want to go for it. And for yourself, Anushka, when you see such sacrifices, you know, like when do you understand you can go for it? Because many times it's just a blunder, you know.
Well, I am not a very strong player yet, so I hope to build my intuition on that in the future, but I tend to be super, super conservative. So even if it looks like there's a sacrifice possible, I really look for like checkmate or like at least winning like an equivalent amount of material back, like some kind of dynamic equality before I go for something like that. People who can play like positional sacrifices, even like that pawn sacrifice, like that, and not see like an immediate win, but just understand and evaluate the position to be better. I find that very admirable.
Yeah, and I think the way you play, you practice, you improve, and at some moment you build up on that, and then you will have more of the sacrifice. Today, by the way, we had, I don't know, you checked probably the game of Zach. Have you checked it or not?
I didn't check it, but he came back and he just said mic drop, and that's all he said.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, he was here at the beginning of the stream. He showed his game. It was true masterpiece, as he was mentioning. He played very beautifully games in Bill Chess Festival, where I was also there. He said, okay, every time you were at the tournament, I'm playing brilliant games. So he was really happy. So today, I think today's streaming community is doing pretty well. By the way, let's just check the results. Of course, like, unfortunate result for Kostya. Today he lost, but a great win for Pavel Brzezina. He's 12-year-old candidate master from Poland. He was also here in the studio.
Very
today.
strong.
Luca, by the way, I'm a bit disappointed because I thought he came back in the game. I thought he's going to hold a draw, but he lost today. Okay, you won, so you're scoring a point for the streamers community.
This is the second time in the last tournament I played in Portugal. The first round, my opponent forfeited, and then the second round, I played a very strong player who like beat me like positionally. So all my friends had a win by that point, and I didn't. And I feel the same. It's like I had the same thing happen, just flipped my first game. It was very positional loss, and my second round was a forfeit.
Yeah, and one more time reminder what a beautiful playing venue it is. You see, I believe almost all games have finished. We see the kings are there. It means black won in the position. I think it's one of the streamers' board, by the way. Isn't it yours board? I think actually it's your board, Anushka.
It could be, yeah.
Because you won with black.
That's true. That's true. That is my win. I take it and I run.
And very beautiful, I mean, if you look at it, very beautiful view.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, now it's dark. You don't see much, but the moment the round starts, I mean, it's truly impressive. And as you were saying, everyone is looking outside at the sunset. And we have updated, it's Natasha's board, by the way, so close to you, the streamers board. And she also won today. It was important for her to come back. Yeah, yesterday she won. And it's very mentioning, so what about the results? This is your board. This is your board. Do you recognize it?
I love my board. That's why I was so devastated that I didn't get to play a game on it, because tomorrow I will. Yes. Any day that I get to play a game on that board is a good day.
Amazing. So Natasha won for streamers community here at Sitges.
Yay.
And
the rest of the streamers
Matthew
had a bad day.
Lost, but okay, he was playing on the burst boards. And Zachary Zane also won his game. So it looks like, and also I think Alexandra was playing a pretty nice game today, but I think she lost. I'm not really sure about results. She was not playing on DGT board today. But I think overall, streamers are doing well yesterday, today.
Yeah.
And one last game that I would like to go through with you.
Okay.
Because again, one more time, almost all favorites won the game. There are some draws, see on the board 16, board 19. But yeah, this is a very nice game from the Timotei Razafindrasima. Sorry if I pronounce the name wrong. And against Yochnav Talukdar. And well, we see everything is pretty much symmetrical here. If you would play 97, oh, what is happening? I believe they're preparing for party.
No.
The light was off. The light was off, and I really love this blue lights.
Yeah.
Is it new? What is happening?
That's so cool.
Is the blue light switches on during the night?
I don't remember seeing them yesterday, but I don't know.
Wow. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I think they're preparing for the party.
Is that real or? There's a wow.
I have a feeling that our producer is doing it.
It's like a rave in there just for the chessboards.
Just a big party.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah. Once it gets dark and out of muscle memory, I started looking out the window just to see something beautiful, and I just saw my own reflection staring back at me yesterday. I was losing, but tomorrow it'll be better.
That's what makes this tournament special. You have perfect chess vacation, perfect venue.
Yes.
So yeah, just going. I will just scroll a bit more further in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a position which we received. So like knight jumping to g5. There is a big pressure. On the h7, on the f7 square, also on the h7 square at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And in this position, f6 was played.
Okay.
And question to you now.
Yes.
What would you play in this position? And which moves would be your candidate moves? Because, okay, f6, you just played knight g5. You just put your knight on under the fork. Why would you do it?
Mm-hmm. Feels like a position to sacrifice. Definitely feels like...
You can sacrifice many pieces, by the way. There are like theoretically many opportunities.
Yeah.
So which would be like candidate moves? Let's say 2 or 3 candidate moves which you see in the position.
Okay. Bishop takes h7 for sure is a candidate move. Even queen h5 maybe could be a candidate move. Knight takes or either knight to f7, although it doesn't really seem like that would lead to mate, so it wouldn't be my first pick. I would calculate bishop h7 first, or something to get the knight out of the way so that bishop h7 would be winning the queen, because if the knight couldn't take, then it would be king h8 and then knight f7, queen takes f7, and then you're happy. Yeah, so I guess I might have to sit here and think.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. Bishop h7 is one of the strongest. By the way, it was played in the game. Bishop h7 was played.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
But there was even stronger option in this position. So first to go with a knight g to f7.
Okay.
I think,
I'm assuming.
Yeah. And this is a move you considered. You said probably it's not doing too much, but actually it does, because there is a fork now in the position. And now basically... I mean, black has to do something, right?
Yeah.
Black takes here, then you can take on d8.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. 1 second. First you take on e5. Now you're opening up the file. You gave up a knight, but now you're opening up the file. You're attacking the bishop. Bishop goes back. Okay, now you can here consider already taking. You have queen h5. All your moves are there in the position, and attack is ongoing.
Yeah.
This would be like the best choice. But okay, so you're saying bishop h7 is also very tempting. Knight h7. Computer says, okay, still there is a way for black to hold, but once you look at it with human eyes, you're really scared getting such position. Now another knight going to g6. All the light squares are weak. I would be really scared to get this position, to be honest. So. Queen f7 and f5.
F5. That's nice.
Would you play it?
F5?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Just defending everything.
Just looks so nice. Yeah, those knights are never leaving.
You're not scared of these bishops, yeah?
Well, I'll be scared of them when there's a threat.
Yeah, for now there is no
threat. And then I'll deal with it then. But for now, my knights are pretty.
Yeah, and also d5, very nice move. Again, computer doesn't approve for some reason, but
very human move.
Very human move. You're closing the bishop, you're defending the knight, and I'll just showing a few moves. Okay, sacrificing a piece. That's what black had to do, just giving back the piece, bishop d5, and in a couple of moves. Game. Yeah, by the way, it's a very crazy game. I just saw this very beautiful moment with a sacrifice, but now that I see, apparently here was again mistake played, but bishop d5 running into rook d1. Oh, and of course he could just take on d5. But also if you step away, there is rook d7, so you cannot really help it, because rook d7 you're just attacking and winning. Ooh. And after a few moves, well,
That's all she wrote.
ooh, it was all one. So most of the favorites won. There were some draws in this round, and well, as we are saying, the tournament is just starting, right, Anushka? And talking about, I mean, we were talking a little bit about this side activities that are here. Did you play yesterday Bullet, by the way, or?
I'm not a big over-the-board bullet player, but I was hearing about the Blitz, and I kind of want to play the Blitz.
Will you play tonight?
Yeah, if I if I can, and if my friends play with me, then I will.
I think it starts in less than an hour. I actually plan also to play. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Then maybe I'll see you there.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, dear viewers, we have here amazing chess vacation in the Sunway Sitges International Chess Festival. The huge streamers community here. Yes. All the great players are participating. Amazing vibes, amazing atmosphere. We are going to see you tomorrow for the round 3. Already, by the way, I'm going to be joined by a new host.
Oh.
Fiona is coming tomorrow, so she will be there. And well, there is also a golf course here, and there was a golf tournament today, the video you're going to see right now, and we would like you to watch those highlights from today. There was a nice event of the children in the golf, and there are many side events, the highlights of which you're going to see throughout our broadcast as well on the social media. So dear viewers, stay tuned for more. Tomorrow 8 p.m. Central European time, we'll see you at the same place at the same time. See you, take care, bye-bye.
Mini camera. Mini camera.
Mini camera, giusto?
La cámara.